What's up, everybody? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays. For this Tuesday, October 1st, 2024. Man, had a little technical difficulties, but we are back here. But I'm so glad you guys could join us today. Man, I know you guys, Transition Army, I know you guys could have been anywhere in this world today. I know you could have been anywhere in this world today, but you decided to be here with me. And I appreciate that. And more importantly, I appreciate you. So welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have an action-packed show here on the show today, man. Action-packed, man. But before I start the show, I always like to state my intentions. And my intention is to give you the opportunity to laugh, smile, think, and engage in honest conversations about your life's transitions and beyond. All right, so that's what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. That's exactly what we do here on Transition Tuesdays. Man, let's get after it. Let's get after it, man. But before I be remiss, I just want to state a couple of things here. Man, we lost some giants in the sports and entertainment field, man. Some icons. We lost Dikembe Mutombo, a NBA, man, Hall of Famer who passed away at the age of 58 due to, brain cancer. Mutombo was the no, he sounded like the Cookie Monster too, Man, but just a great humanitarian. Forget the basketball sense. Just a great humanitarian, what he did for his country. Man, we also lost a legend yesterday. Man, Mr. Pete Rose, the hitman, the all-time leader in hits in the Major League Baseball. He passed away, I believe he was 83 years old. And then now it just came down the pike today on this Transition Tuesdays, the legendary father, John Amos, man, James Evans, a good times, the legendary dad who everybody, that was our adoptive dad, Man, good times, man, coming to America, all those great movies. Man, he has passed away as well. I believe John Amos was 84 years old. So salute to all of those pioneers, salute to all those people. Our prayers go out to him and to them and their families. So God bless you, and I salute you in everything in which you all have done to make our world a better place. And speaking of a world being a better place, I got my guy, Uncle Smoothie. ESPN Zone is in the building. What's going on, Smooth? Welcome to Transition Tuesdays, my friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, Chris says, wow, didn't know John Amos passed away. Yes, that just came down today, Smooth. Just came down today. Man, oh man. Everybody knows James Evans Jr., the toughest dad, you know what I mean? The father, that was our father back in the day, man. I tell you, John Amos, pioneer, has passed away. Yep, he has passed away, Big Smooth, passed away today. Man, so let's get after it, guys. In transition news, let me play this tune first, so we'll get us started. Transition news.
Bing bong, it's game time in New York. Put your Timbs on. Live from the garden, homie, the Knicks is on. We got whatever for whoever. Bring your
Woo!
yeah.
Bing bong. Oh my God. Let me tell you something. Let me stop the music. Wow. We have a new cat in New York City, and his name is Karl Anthony Towns. We call him Cat, affectionately known, K-A-T. So let me break it down, guys. The Minnesota Timberwolves traded Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. They're headed to the Timberwolves. Man, oh man, I'm excited about this trade. I just posted recently, we got to see what the deal is. Karl Anthony Towns, we put you on notice. The Knicks fans put you on notice. Check my latest post. You got to come here ready to go, and I think he will be. Again, I talked to my guy, Charlie Nelson in Minnesota. What up to you, Charlie, man? I know you have a swim meet today, but I just want to tell you exactly who you're getting in Julius Randle. You're getting a professional guy, number one. Get a guy who's tough. His family and being the community there in Minnesota, he'll do a good job. Just wasn't the greatest fit here in New York. He clashed with some fans, but I think he'll go on to Minnesota and do well. Now, Dante DiVincenzo, this is what you get too, man. I like Dante's game. They call him White Dante in certain aspects. Man, just a winner, as we saw with Villanova. As we saw, he won a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. So everything's gravy. He's probably going to be playing for another contract too. So he's going to be ready to go. You guys got a good player in that, Dante DiVincenzo as well. I hate to see those guys go, but I think it was time for Randall to go. It was at that time. And I didn't like Randall's body language, especially when he was hurt and he was on the sidelines when the Knicks had their success last year. That didn't jive with me, so I knew he had to go eventually. So he's gone, and I asked the transition army guys, does this move make the Knicks the favorite to win the Eastern Conference? And I know we out here, Smooth, and I know you here too, man. We're better than the Sixers. We know that. We ain't thinking about no Sixers. We thinking about going for the world champs. You know what I mean? Because that's what we do here. We trying to go after the Boston Celtics, and that's why these moves were made. So we shall see. But I asked you the transition army, based on this move by getting Cat, do you feel the Knicks are the favorites now to win the Eastern Conference? Chris also says, yeah, John Amos was great in Roots too. Absolutely, man. Right. Yep. Chris also says, good trade for both parties. That's true. I agree, Smooth. I agree. And, I think Cat's going to be hungry because he got, maligned last year after, during the playoffs. I think he's going to be ready to roll. I think he'll definitely be ready to roll, man. And it's going to be some excitement back to the Knicks. Back to the Garden, and we're not even done yet. I heard they might be trying to trade Mitchell Robinson as well. I say keep him, you know what I mean? Because, again, you want to make sure everybody's healthy and ready to fly. So I say keep him, But what do you guys say? What do you guys say? Next in transition news. Now, former NBA MVP Derrick Rose has retired after 16 years in the league. After 16 years in the league, Derrick Rose, man. Little bit of accolades for Mr. Rose. He's a league MVP at the age of 22. He was the youngest player ever to do this in the history of the NBA, of winning an NBA MVP at 22 years old. He was a 3-time All-Star, and he was the #1 overall pick in 2008 by his hometown Chicago Bulls. And I'm hearing that they're going to retire his number as well, which is a phenomenal. That would be great, man. That'd be great to see the hometown kid doing good. Retire that number, no problems. They said this guy was a great guy. Matter of fact, I think he got engaged to be married on the court of the Garden. I think if that was the case, somebody, you can check me on that, see what goes on. Double check, fact check me on that. But again, just a hell of a guy. It seemed like, man, I was rooting for Derrick Rose. It's one of those deals like we don't know what could have happened if this guy wasn't injured. Like a Grant Hill. Penny Hardaway type of deal. But I ask you guys, the transition army, man, I ask you guys, do you think D Rose will make the Hall of Fame? Do you guys think he'll make the Hall of Fame? I answer that first, guys. I think he will. He might not be a first-time ballot, but I think he will definitely make the Hall of Fame. I know I did some research on it, and they say every player who has won an MVP is in the Hall of Fame. So I don't think this will make this different. Even though he played with a lot of teams and what have you, 3-time All-Star, again, MVP is MVP. And I think MVP gets you in the Naismith Hall of Fame. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Derrick Rose, D Rose, will make the NBA? Do you guys think that? Man, here's another good story too, man. Another good story. Listen, UNLV quarterback leaves his team during the season, which they were 3-0, because the team promised him he was gonna collect in NIL monies $100K, and he just received only $3,000. That's all he received thus far. Okay, he decided that he's gonna take his talents elsewhere. He was promised this $100K, didn't get it, wound up getting $3K. No installments, what have you. He bounced. Now the team is 4-0 now because the team won right after that. So they won the next game after that. And also they're saying this, I did some research as well. What they're saying is too, the backup quarterback is supposed to be even better than him. I didn't see his statistics when he came in and played for the game 4. But again, that probably had to be the case. Because, again, if he was all at this guy, they probably would have been like, well, this is our conversation, probably would have went, well, okay, man, we promised you X amount of money. I know you want your $100K. You know what I mean? You were doing good. Let me get you in. Let's see if we can find $10K somewhere. So or 20K somewhere. We'll get back to you on that. But they didn't do that. They let the backup quarterback rock out. So, that should tell you something as well too. So the kid is deciding to be a red shirt and maybe get picked up by another team next year. So, and a couple of things. Here's my advice to the kid and all the young kids out there. You got to get things in writing. You can't go by a coach saying, "Yeah, we're gonna promise you this and that." Everything is good as but what's on the paper. You gotta get a contract. You gotta get it in writing. Because I'm sure the kid went back to the coaches and they probably said, "It was my 100K." They probably like, "We never had that conversation." Because nothing was on writing. You gotta have it on writing. Get everything in writing out there, student athletes, okay? Because think of it like this: your scholarship is on paper. It's a contract. It's a binding contract, right? It's a binding contract, and it's renewed from year to year. A lot of people don't know that it's renewed from year to year. Okay, that's on paper. Now this NIL situation, the NIL deals, man, it's about marketing opportunities paid out by companies, not the school, not the NCAA tournament. Okay, that's very important to remember. So what happens is a lot of these schools have collectives like friends of the school paying out these monies through like marketing companies. So it's how you market it. But again, all those deals are done in written contracts as well too. So, man, that's the lesson, young man. If you get picked up, that's the lesson. And some people might say, should this kid get picked up? Because he bailed on his team. He put himself first in team. And they were 3-0. I don't know, we shall see. So Chris says the Sixers win the East. Come on, Chris. You're kidding me here, Chris. The Knicks will be competitive. Smooth. We're coming for the Eastern Conference, all right? Slow down, Knicks fans. That's true. We get hyped, but that's okay. It's always good to dream, all right? Chris also says D Rose was a tough customer. A lot of guys used to get D Rose flu when it was time to play the Bulls. Absolutely. And Chris knows this better than anybody. Chris says the NIL is killing college sports. I think Chris is killing it a good way because the kids are getting paid. On the backs of us, Chris, on the backs of us players, it had to happen, and I'm glad the time is here. You know what I mean? So I am glad the time is here. So we shall see. We shall see. Man, we got this. This is a busy transition Tuesdays, man. We got the debate coming up. The debates, the vice president, presidential debate is today too as well. You got Vance versus Walls at 9:00 p.m. Okay, make sure you guys are checking that. Please do. Make sure you do. You're checking that out. You got WNBA basketball, playoff basketball. You got playoff baseball. I know the Mets, we just made it in. We are down by 1 right now. I think it's like the 5th or 6th inning. I'll keep you posted on that. So there's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on. But one thing I know for sure, make sure you vote November 5th. Make sure you vote, okay? Make sure you vote. So ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, if we were able to make you laugh, smile, and think during this broadcast, my good friends, you have accomplished something major today. So celebrate your victory. Celebrate your victory. You got here, that's a victory. Celebrate your victory. Let's go. Anybody else want to check in? No, that's okay, cool. So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for you joining us each and every Tuesday here. Thank you so much. You can check this broadcast and our past broadcasts on our podcast or on our channel, YouTube channel, Transition Tuesday. So make sure when you go on there, make sure you like and subscribe, okay? Before you leave the channel, I greatly appreciate it, okay? If you haven't been following me, you can always follow me on Instagram or IG, as the young people say, at Russ Will Transitions. That's Russ Will Transitions with an S. You follow me, I'll follow you back. Also, you can follow me on TikTok at Russ Williams, the number 11. That's Russ Williams, the number 11. You can follow me there as well, okay? We're having a blast there on TikTok. And speaking of blast, make sure, okay, I want to give a shout out to our corporate sponsor, Sweet Candy Cafe, the home of Southern Sweetness in downtown Lumberton, North Carolina. So make sure before the show ends, okay, we're almost done, head to sweetcandycafe.com for your confectionery goodies. All right, guys? Make sure you do that, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, Transition Army, as we say in parting, happy transitioning, and we'll speak to you soon. Take care, everybody. God bless.